Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Spring Fever. As always, it's me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only. It's Uncle Rico. What's up, Erik?
Nothing much, man. What's up with you, dude?
I'm getting ready. It's 17 days away now.
It's right around the corner, dude. Can you believe it?
I'm hype. It's Easter weekend, opening Easter weekend. I'm hype. I'm not gonna do shit besides watch football.
Traveling that weekend. God damn it.
That sucks.
Are you gonna make Easter eggs in UFL themed colors and hide them around for your nieces and nephews?
I'm probably not gonna do anything with my family. I'm gonna be watching the UFL. That's an honest assessment of what I'm going to be doing.
Just gonna order a little corned beef sandy and just watch a little football, huh?
Exactly, Erik. Exactly. I actually even plan on streaming that day.
So, hypothetically, I hate to do this to you, dude. I hate to do this to you. That Sweet 16 weekend. Let's say it's Sunday afternoon.
Is that Sweet 16 weekend?
Sweet 16 Elite 8 weekend.
Okay.
So hypothetically, let's say Nebraska has a chance to go to the Final Four. And it's going up against a game.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Erik, I have multiple screens. We've talked about this. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Who gets the main screen?
The UFL gets the main screen. Nebraska.
Oh, Jesus.
Nebraska gets the phone.
Jesus. That's disappointing, dude.
Actually, you know what I would probably do? I'd probably move my stream into the living room and have the UFL on the computer screens and have Nebraska on my 90-inch TV.
Okay. All right. I respect that.
I'd probably do that.
Okay.
Which I moved. It's easy enough to move. I've done before for like different cooking things and things like that. Erik, today we are here to talk about a special event, a very sad event in the UFL. But before we do that, this Spring Fever, like every episode of Spring Fever, is brought to you by Royal Retros, your one-stop shop for all the merch you could ever want. From the Philadelphia Stars to the Las Vegas Extreme, they have it all at Royal Retros. Go there, get your merch, and when you do, use promo code SPRINGFEVER for 10% off. Do it.
Great site. If you guys aren't using it, you're really missing out.
If you're listening to the audio version, pause it right now. Go to Royal Retros, buy some merch, and then come back.
I agree 100%.
And I'll give you a kiss. Every piece of merch you get is a kiss from XFL Jim. A big ol' smooch.
I'll just give you a high five.
Well, Erik's not committed. I understand that. He's the more passive one on this show anyway. That's been known. Erik, we're talking about cuts today, which is always a little depressing.
It is. The dream is gone. Time to move on. It's always a little bit of a rough day.
I do suspect we'll see some of these guys get picked up, if not in the UFL, in some other arena leagues. Some of these guys, I think they might end up on different UFL teams by the time things are said and done.
Which is possible.
Because there's a couple guys here who, like, I don't know. I hold in really high regard. So let's just go team by team, player by player. Erik, I want your take on everybody. Even the ones you don't know, I want your take.
Jeez, Jim. Yeah. And I just got the list, too.
I know. I just sent you the list before this show, but we're going to do it. Starting with the Arlington Renegades. They cut BJ Bello, who was a middle linebacker. I don't know how you go around cutting a guy named BJ off your team.
I mean, like our boy BJ, I would never do it, but.
And then everyone whose name I kind of remember, I'm going to also Google. So Trevon Coley, defensive tackle from Florida Atlantic. That name sounds familiar. Erik, he's 29 years old. Where do you think he's played that I would remember him from?
He's 29 years old. Where do I think?
Oh, actually, I'll just tell you. I'll tell you his career right now.
Arena League.
No, he hasn't played any of these leagues. He's NFL. He was last in the NFL. He was on the Titans practice squad, the Bears practice squad. So this is his tenure. He's 29. Ravens, Redskins, Browns, Ravens, Colts, Cardinals, Jets, Titans, Bears, Titans.
He's been around, dude.
Yeah. He drafted was he drafted or was he undrafted free agent? Oh, he was signed to the practice squad in 2016. Yeah, undrafted free agent. Okay. He'll find a spot. He'll be on like an arena team or something. Doug Costa, defensive tackle from Miami of Ohio. So Doug Costa sounds like an insurance salesman.
Hey, I'm Doug. Get your insurance.
Why is my camera not focusing? What happened? Let me see if I can fix this. I don't know what happened.
What's going on over there, dude?
I don't know. My camera's so blurry.
What's going
Why am I
on?
not in focus?
Uh-oh, we lost him.
No, I'm just trying to fix it. It's fine. We'll just go with it. I'm just blurry.
I remember the first time I did a stream, Jim.
Oh, now it's fine.
Oh.
I don't know what that was about. Shout out Herb in the chat.
Hey, I have a...
We fixed it. It's okay.
For you and Herb to watch. Ricky Stanicky.
Yeah, Eric, I know you've talked to me about this one before.
Oh, my God, dude. Some of John Cena's best work.
I was about to say Doug Costin sounds like a man who will sell you insurance.
Yeah. I mean, I love guys from the MAC, but
I suspect a lot of these guys will probably end up on like some arena teams or things like that. Morgan Ellison from southeastern Louisiana. I don't know why some names seem familiar. Maybe I'm just drawn to things, but some names seem familiar and other ones don't.
Isn't his nickname Juice?
It is.
Played at
Indiana, didn't he? For a little bit? Yeah.
Won the freshman of the week a couple years. Yeah. I mean, he'll probably get some wins somewhere. Maybe in a arena league somewhere.
Nasir Greer. That's just a fun name to say.
I like the name.
Nasir Greer. That's a good one. Charles Hall, wide receiver, Arizona State.
Didn't Greer play on the Arlington team last year?
Where did he play? Nasir Greer. I really appreciate when these guys actually have Wikipedia pages, but he does not. So I don't know.
Okay.
He was a Chiefs undrafted free agent for a hot second.
Okay.
Charles Hall, Elijah Hamilton, cornerback, Louisiana Tech. Calvin Jackson, wide receiver from Washington State. Matt Landers, wide receiver, Arkansas. Christian Morgan, free safety from Baylor. Drew Plitt, quarterback, Ball State. Teton Saltz, tackle from New Mexico. Jared Scott, tight end, Idaho State. Jake Stats, guard, Boise State. Nasir Watkins, center, Kentucky. And Jordan Wright, outside linebacker from Kentucky. The only one that really jumps out to me is Drew Plitt. I think we know who they're going for at quarterback, though.
Yeah.
For the Renegades.
Yeah.
So there's a couple now on the next team is the Birmingham Stallions. Eric, I'm going to go through this and let me know if any of these names pop out at you. Because a couple did for me when I went through this list. Calvin Ashley, guard, Auburn. Terrell Bonds, cornerback, Tennessee State. Owen Carney, defensive end, Illinois. TJ Carter, safety, TCU. Lernell Coleman, tackle, UMass. Bobby Hawley, fullback, Louisiana Tech. Travin Howard, interior linebacker, TCU. Chris Lacey, wide receiver, Oklahoma State. Hercules Mataafa, defensive end, Washington State. Mark Milton, quarterback, Baylor. Jalen Morton, quarterback, Prairie View A&M. Caleb Sampson, DT, defensive tackle, Kansas. Josh Sokol, center, Sacred Heart. Channing Stribling, cornerback, Michigan. Curtis Weaver, D end, Boise State. And James Wiggins, free safety, Cincinnati. So one that really jumped out to me was Channing Stribling, who I remember from the last couple of years being, or at least last year, being one of the better cornerbacks in the USFL.
Yeah.
For the Stars.
Yeah, like losing a DB in a league like this when the quarterback play is good is a little bit surprising. I mean, the one that kind of stuck out to me was Curtis Weaver. I thought this guy was actually going to be able to make it in the league, and to see him being cut now.
Yeah, that one surprised me too. I felt like he was a good defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Because where was he right before this? He was
he was drafted by Minnesota, and then he got cut. Probably on the Minnesota's practice squad, would be my guess.
Actually, he was drafted by the Dolphins.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, drafted by the Dolphins in the 5th round, and then he was waived, and then he went to the Browns, and then he was at the Vikings.
Yeah.
I thought he would have been. Damn. I remember his time at Boise State.
Yeah, that was the one that kind of stuck out to me.
Hercules Mataafa also stuck out. He was pretty good. He was actually fairly good.
That's
He
a great name.
good. He was good on the Generals, and he was great during his time at Washington State.
Yeah, that's a great name too.
But those three, like Shannon Stribling, to me stuck out the most because I would need to look at the stats, but I just remember he was one of the better cornerbacks in the USFL, and in a very quarterback, like you feel like the level of play will be better quarterback wise in this league. You feel like you'd want some strong. I bet he gets picked up by another team. I think
100%. 100%.
Next up, the DC Defenders. Elijah Blades, quarterback, Buffalo. Great name. Great name for a cornerback. Blades? Are you kidding me? Adonis Boone, tackle.
Penny Blades?
What?
Is he related to Penny Blades?
We could pretend.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Adonis Boone, tackle, Louisville. Bren Brashannon, tight end, Vanderbilt. That's a very Vanderbilt name. Isaiah Couture, wide receiver, Rhode Island. Mike Harley Jr., wide receiver, Miami, Florida. John Hightower, wide receiver, Boise State. Donovan Jeter, nose tackle, Michigan. CJ Johnson, wide receiver, East Carolina. George Moore, tackle, Oregon. Chidi Okiki, tackle, Tennessee State. Jack Plum, tackle, Iowa. Boogie fucking Roberts they cut. Defensive tackle, San Jose State. And like so many spring leagues. Trey Shropshire, wide receiver, UAB. Adam Sparks, cornerback, Louisiana Monroe. And Tabis Taylor, running back, Virginia. How do you cut Boogie Roberts?
Boogie sticks out. I mean, that's a little surprising. He'll get a run somewhere for sure.
He's like a great locker room guy. At minimum, he's one of the better defensive like front guys in the league, I think.
Yeah, for him not to be there is a little insane to me.
Maybe like DC was pretty well stacked at defense, so
I know, but still, like he's there. You gotta roll with him.
I feel like you do. He'll find a spot.
Yeah,
he will find a spot. Did you find out any information on your guy?
No, I've not found out who his dad was. Because Benny Blades and played in the NFL for the Lions. And then he had three brothers that played. Oh, so here we go. Benny Blades. Let's see what we got. No.
God damn. How do you get rid of fucking
Boogie
Roberts?
No. He has 8 kids and none of them have that name. So.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Well, it's a blended family from him and his wife.
Okay.
Elisa.
Moving on to the Houston Roughnecks. Louis Aguilar, place kicker in Northern Arizona. That one jumped out to me. Nick Buchanan, center, Florida. Isaiah Chambers, defensive end, McNeese State. Great name. Gene Coleman, the second wide receiver from Delaware. Ezra Gray, running back, Alabama State. Jake Lava, defensive end, Grand Valley State. Reggie Howard Jr., defensive tackle, Toledo. Ryan Izzo, tight end, Florida State. Jeremiah Johnson, quarterback, Concord. Shamari Jones, running back, Coastal Carolina. Dalen Lake, cornerback, BYU. Ryan Nall, running back, Oregon State. Wap Philor, I think it's Wap Pylor. Wide receiver, Indiana. Teo Redding, wide receiver, Bowling Green. Jakari Robinson, center, Bowling Green. Kalen Tolson, linebacker, Illinois. And Bryson Young, offensive linebacker, Oregon. So Louis Aguilar just being at the top stuck out to me. One of the better kickers in the USFL.
And kicking is, so tough. Obviously, another one that stuck out to me was Gray, the running back from Alabama State. Huleva, the defensive tackle from Grand Valley State.
Wap Pyler also, the wide receiver from Indiana, stuck out to me too. Where else has he been? I remember it, Indiana. Oh, he was with the Panthers. That's right. He was with the Michigan Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I remember him from. Up next, Memphis Showboats. Clayton Bradley, tackle, UNLV, gone. Jordan Brailford, defensive end, Oklahoma State. Antoine Brooks, cornerback, Maryland. Kazin Daniels, offensive. I see. Outside linebacker, Charleston. Derek Dillon, wide receiver, LSU. Kurt Kelly, guard, Troy. Colin Hill, outside linebacker, Texas Tech. Tyron Hunt, guard, ODU. Darda Lee, tackle, UTEP. Will Likely, cornerback, Maryland. Dylan Moses, interior linebacker, Alabama. Antonio Reed, Nebraska. Michael Stevens, DB, North Carolina State. Jeremiah Valagola, defensive end, UNLV. Josh Vann, wide receiver, South Carolina. Sidney Wells, tackle, UAB. Kareth Weil, running back, Florida Atlantic.
I mean, it's kind of remarkable that Derek Dillon, who won USFL Special Teams Player of the Year, got cut in my eyes.
It is kind of mind-blowing.
You know, I mean, I think he's going to get something. You got someone that's electric in a return game, like he's going to be. He'll get some run somewhere. That's the one that really stood out for me. You have these guys, and the last two teams. I guess it kind of speaks to the talent. You have someone like Boogie Roberts, who was big in spring ball last year, and you have the USFL Special Teams Player of the Year not on rosters next year. Kind of speaks a little bit.
Will Likely has also been on rosters since like 20. He's been in the spring league. He's been in these leagues since like 2019. These guys with experience, I feel like you'd want in this sort of situation.
It would make sense.
They'll find. I have a confident feeling that a lot of these guys will find spots.
Yeah.
Your Michigan Panthers, Erik. Their cuts. Damian Daniels, defensive tackle, Nebraska. Isaac Darkangelo.
That one's gonna sting.
Darkangelo's sick. Interior linebacker, Illinois. Keandre Evans, cornerback. I've never heard of Ochita Baptist. Nick Gugamos, tight end, Minnesota State. Lance Lenore, wide receiver, Western Illinois. Brian Lewerke,
Michigan State quarterback.
Michigan State legend. Shalom Luani, safety, Washington State. Garrett Mag, wide receiver, North Dakota. Cole Murphy, place kicker, Syracuse. Denzel Okafor, tackle, Texas. Jamal Perry, safety, Iowa State. Corey Ruman, safety, Tennessee State. Warren Saba, safety, East Carolina. Phil Sala, tackle, Fordham. And the Colby Tucker, tackle, Missouri Southern State.
Obviously Lewerke. I mean, Michigan State guy, that kind of Lunstein kind of sticks out to me. I think he's done. He'll go sell insurance somewhere.
Yeah, he'll probably he'll. You think he goes back to East Lansing?
No, he'll go back to his hometown, sell insurance, be the offensive coordinator for his high school. Talk about the glory days.
Lance Lenore was an interesting one for me as well. Played for the Guardians last year in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought he was pretty decent. He was decent on the Panthers back in 2022. I'm sure he'll find a spot. There's a couple teams where I think, like, oh, you could use a couple extra receivers.
Yeah.
Your San Antonio Brahmas now, Erik.
My Brahmas, dude. Wade Phillips, dude. All great moves.
Matt Amendola, place kicker, Oklahoma State. Dooley Aristotle. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. Wide receiver, Bethel. Drew Beasley, defensive end, Michigan State. Wabena Bonzu, defensive end, Army. Trey Botts, D-tackle, Colorado State, Pueblo. Cody Crest, wide receiver, Sam Houston State. Omari Cobb, interior linebacker from Marshall. Connor Davis, offensive line, Stony Brook. Benji Franklin, cornerback, Tarleton State. Evan Heim, center, Minnesota State. Jason Luwan, D-end, Illinois State. Ryan Lewis, cornerback, Pittsburgh. Matt McCain, the third, cornerback, North Carolina A&T. Ryan Mueller, D-end from Kansas. Marvin Pierre, outside linebacker. I'm going to do that every time. Kent State. Jalen Samuels, running back, North Carolina State. Vernon Scott, cornerback, TCU. And Cade Warner, wide receiver from Kansas State.
Obviously, Jalen Samuels, had a cup of coffee. Actually, I think he got some really good run with the Steelers back in the day a couple of years ago. So that one kind of sticks out a little bit to me, the fact that he's gone. Yeah,
Scott played a little bit for the Packers, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rushed for 19 for 142 against the Patriots. Second most rushing yards in franchise history for the Steelers. Like, Jesus, dude. Wow.
I was going to say, Cade Warner's right out of college, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
A little bit of 1 year practice squad on the Bucks last year.
Mm-hmm.
but he's basically like a year removed from college. So we don't really know much about him. What about your boy, Drew Beasley from Michigan State?
Sad day. Sad day.
The St. Louis Battlehawks final team: Mandy Alonso, DN, Virginia; James Bostic, wide receiver, Ohio; Montre Broswell, cornerback, Missouri State; Anthony Siofi, safety from Rutgers; Marcus Kushney, DN from UMass; John Daka, DN, James Madison; Kenmore Gamble, great name, tight end, Central Florida; Prince Charles Iwara, cornerback, Western Kentucky; Kayvon Latulis, wide receiver from Missouri State; Andrew Mevis, punter from Iowa State; Christian Olmstead, guard from Findlay; Jadrian Taylor, DN from UTEP; Justin Turntine, tackle from Florida State; Anthony Witherstone, cornerback, Merrimack; and McKinley Williams, DT from Syracuse.
Anyone has a name Prince, just, yeah.
What's his position again? What was his position?
It's
always cornerback. It's always cornerback.
DB, man.
Anthony Siofi kind of stood out to me a little bit. He played for the Vipers a little bit. He was projected to. He played for the Tampa Bay Bandits in 2022. Spent some time in the CFL. He's like decent. He's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I suspect we'll see a couple of these names bounce around to some other teams.
You think?
I would think so.
What
they gotta get down to 50
two?
though.
What would be your top two?
Obviously, I want Boogie Roberts. If there's a spring league going on, Boogie Roberts needs to be in it. I mean, you kind of said it. I would also say Channing Stribling. Those are like my top two guys.
Well, obviously, Lewarke won. Beasley.
When was the last? So Brian Lewerke, what was the last team he was on?
Jesus, I have no idea.
Because he didn't really play in any of these spring leagues.
Like I said,
been hanging out.
Probably been selling insurance, dude.
So he was on the Michigan Panthers last year.
Did he do anything?
No, I think he was the backup. He signed on May 17th, 2023, and was released March 10th, 2024. So he was on the Panthers a little bit last year.
Let me see if he has a LinkedIn page for his insurance company.
He hasn't really done much, dude. I wonder what he's going to do. Also, Bo Scarborough, retired.
Yeah, I kind of saw that comment.
He's beat to hell, dude.
Yeah.
I don't really blame him for that one. It's almost time to start doing some team previews here. We already did the futures look ahead.
Team previews? Sounds good, dude. Oh, so Lewarke played with the Sea Dragons.
He got released right away.
Arm too strong?
Yeah, probably. It was either, I mean, if you're going to go with him or the Danuch,
yeah.
I think I know who I'm going with. Because he never played. He signed. No, he was with them the whole, yeah.
What is the Spring League? Lewarke signed with the Alphas of the Spring League in May 2021.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember him in that league for a little bit. That's like a purely developmental league, basically, though. It was weird. Like the spring league, the players had to pay to play.
You serious?
Yeah. That's how that... It was like a purely developmental thing. It wasn't professional.
So you had to pay to play. Jesus.
Yeah, the players paid to get their tape and everything out there.
So the business plan, like the FXFL, the Spring League was built upon the concept of serving as a separate opportunity.
I talked to a couple guys that played in it, and I don't know, they weren't it was whatever.
Unlike the pay per game the spring league only paid for room and board.
Yeah. It was purely
Players
developmental.
must
It wasn't
also pay $350 application fee.
Yeah.
By 2019, that jumped to $2,000.
Yeah.
And players must cover their own health insurance.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
That was the spring league, baby.
Jesus.
That's what they used to practice for. They used the spring league to like run some drills and practice rounds for the 2020 XFL, like rules and whatnot. Well, they used the spring league to kind of like run some rules and like some stuff through it to get it ready for the 2020 season.
Okay.
That's where actually this ball that I have up here, it's not it's an XFL ball, but I think it's like they use this in the spring league, like going up to the XFL.
Okay.
This is like a practice one.
Practice rock?
That's what the guy who sent it to me said. Any other things we want to see besides, like, now we got cuts. I think it'll be, hopefully, it looks like, I checked yesterday, Eric, it looks like the rosters are mostly updated on the website, on the UFL website.
Okay.
So we might be able to start doing some previews and see futures and guessing win totals. I've heard some people talking, though. People are expecting a lot more parity this year. A lot more like 7-3, 3-7 teams. No, like 9-1, 10-0 teams.
Really?
I don't know if anyone's going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I can see that.
Like, I don't think anyone's going to be a cakewalk. I think, like, maybe Houston might be the bottom of the teams, but I don't think any team's going to be a straight-up cakewalk.
I hope that every game, I hope there's no shitty teams.
Yeah, I hope there is no just straight-up shitty teams, because both of these leagues, the USFL and XFL, have had at least 1 to 2 shitty teams.
And if there's no shitty teams, that's better. That's better for everybody.
It's fantastic. It's what I really, really hope for. Shout out to all the players. I hope only the best for you guys. Remember, UFL in 17 days. I'm looking up the Indoor Football League start date right now. I believe it's coming up too. When is week 1 is, oh shit, Eric, the Indoor Football League starts literally this weekend.
Oh, and we had no idea.
Yeah, it starts this weekend and then goes till July 20th. I'm going to be straight up. I love the IFL. Love the Indoor Football League. Basically, I'm going to put you on the back burner until probably, I don't know, mid to late June when the season, like your last couple weeks.
Respect.
We'll still, of course, recap the games and everything, but I gotta prioritize something. College basketball is very much up there.
Yeah.
I'm also looking up the AFL right now for when they start. They've also been very silent on some things. They did come out with a new UFL commercial today.
I haven't seen that.
I think it was on. I forget which channel it was on. Also, my computer's freezing. Oh no!
Oh no! Cheerio.
The deep state's attacking me. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. Any other takes or thoughts, Eric, about the UFL cuts? Anything?
I hope these guys find a place. Always sad when your dreams come to an end.
For damn sure. Make sure y'all go check out Royal Retros. We love you for it, and we love them for helping us. We'll see you guys next time on some Spring Fever. Later, Tater.